Nicholas Daniel.
And Andrew Moonen.
And we're about to start our pre-market discussion for the week of Sunday, February 25th. So let's start off with Nvidia, because this is one of your favorite stocks.
It sure is.
What are you seeing right now on the daily chart?
On the daily, I mean, as of recently, last week, it wasn't too strong. It traded pretty flat. I actually played Nvidia this week, made a little bit of profit off a swing trade, but overall it was trading pretty flat. The trend overall, though, over the past couple months has just been wild. It has been skyrocketing, and it's not really showing any kind of stopping. This is an absolute wizard of a stock right now. It's a money maker. It's a printer. Do you think there's going to be some pullback soon, or what are you feeling?
So yeah, if we look at the volume here, you have a volume spike, and I'd like to pull up other incidences of a volume spike on Nvidia. Obviously here, that indicated a top, and we've kind of had hyperbolic growth with decently high volume, but seeing this spike, especially with this candlestick here, I'm going to make a hot take. I'm going to have to go against you. I think at some point there has to be profit taking. Now, if that profit taking means a reversal trend or just another pullback, time will tell, but I just don't see how this thing can go hyperbolic up without investors mainly saying, okay, I've got excellent returns. Let's turn this from on paper into my bank account. I think we're going to see liquidation of the stock. Would you agree with that assessment, or
The ROI on this is pretty insane at this point. This is what I was saying last video. I think it's something that is going to continue growing, but there's going to be inevitable pullback in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, for the audience, I'd like to show, especially for Fibonacci retracement here, because of course we've got this bottom here around October, we've got this top here, and if this was in fact a pullback, which I'm not saying it will be, but there's a lot of indication that it will, I would pay a lot of attention to 600, because we have at the 50% retracement around 605, and that's strong psychological support, and it's backed up by Fibonacci. I would watch, frankly, if you're feeling speculative, maybe rock a few put contracts, but time will tell what it does. Now I'm going to go to the SPX, and I'm going to give my 2 cents here. Now, when we look at the daily chart, the S&P 500 has been ripping this year. It's been an incredible year, mainly starting November of 23. It's been going up, but honestly, the question is, just as the SPX, just with Nvidia, my bad. On the SPX, when are people going to look at Nvidia, Netflix, and Meta, our 3 best performers, and say, hey, it's been a great year, but it's time to take profit. I predict we could maybe see some flat trading. Maybe we could see a few more percentage up, but we could see a pullback again. I'm feeling really neutral about this week. My sentiment is not like they're going to let it drop, but they're not going to pump it either. I'm seeing more neutral, slightly bearish. What about you?
Let's be honest. I'm indifferent with this stock. I think that SPX right now is going to be just traded. I really couldn't call anything on this. There's not really anything that's going to be indicative.
You don't
whether
think
or not
inflation could impact it all?
It definitely can. That's gonna be a truism for every single stock that we're talking about, right? But it's just really to what degree, to what severity will it affect? Just like with Nvidia, I think it's gonna be the same deal. It's gonna play the SPXs, right? They're both shooting up. They both rallied a lot of support, but inevitably they're going to come back down. That's just kind of how the name of the game goes, right? And also, I want to touch back on Nvidia. There's actually some news. I believe they released a new graphics card within the next couple weeks.
They release graphic cards. They do that. It might bring some speculative investors. I wouldn't look too much at that. I would bigger deal is I would look at the actual companies of the Magnificent Seven. If we're gonna look at a year to date, I'll pull up a year to date daily chart on Apple, and you can see it's been kind of flat, And Apple, this is our biggest company. This is our $3 trillion market cap company, and it's not able to grow. Now let's pull up another company year to date, and let's pull up Google, and you can look, it's similar. It's slightly up, but just as Apple, it's trading, it's trading pretty flat. If we look at Tesla, for instance, I might have even dropped Tesla from my list because of its, no, there it is up top.
So volatile.
I mean, look at Tesla. It's had a bad year. So obviously we're going to have, let's see, Amazon. Amazon's been up. I mean, but when you're trusting on Microsoft, Meta, Netflix, let me get us a chart of Netflix. It's done excellent this year. And Nvidia, but you can't have Apple, Tesla, or Google go up. That's an indicator, right? When people start taking profit on these hyperbolic runs, you really don't have strong companies trying to back it up, right? You don't have Tesla saying like, okay, Nvidia posts a bad week. Let's say Meta posts a bad week. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have Tesla ripping, and that, for me, increases the bearish case, you know?
Yeah.
I'm almost thinking, like, when do we sell calls, you know?
Yeah.
But overall, when you look at the market, I'll pull up the NASDAQ index here, and we're going to look at the overall market. Let me pull it up. And this is just the overall for that NASDAQ. I'll pull us a 1-year chart. How are you seeing the NASDAQ play out? Not just this week, but kind of in the future. Are you seeing continued push, or are we going to get ready for a pullback?
Kind of hard to tell, honestly. It's obviously had a pretty decent year in terms of overall growth, but it's something that's starting to get a little shaky in the last month, it looks like. So I think we could see some potential resistance coming up pretty soon here, but...
Would you say 18,000 is going to be very strong on the NASDAQ index for resistance?
That's kind of microscopic level, you know, relatively speaking. It's kind of very frequent. That's very, very frequent thing. So I would give it like another week, another couple 2 weeks, and if we see some more resistance at the 18,000 level, then it's right.
You know, I'm gonna make my hot take for the week. I think this week's either gonna confirm we go above it and we trade there. I think they're gonna keep us at 18,000 on the NASDAQ, and they're gonna keep us kind of hanging right here, maybe around 5,100 on the SPX. But I think that we are going to see confirmation of either a top or we're going to see a pullback. But I'm not feeling too bullish.
No, agreed. Yeah, it's gonna be resistance.
All right, that was our summary. It's a little bit shorter this week. Obviously, there's just not enough to talk about. Especially, we've got to wait until March until inflation data comes out.
Yep.
But good luck trading. Make good trades. I would honestly say an iron condor. Net neutral position might be the best play this week, but take it day by day, kind of at these levels, it can be more volatile. So I'm not going to go 100% into anything. What about you? You got any plays for the week that you're kind of feeling right now?
Nothing huge on the radar so far. Just kind of playing it by ear.
All right, sounds good. Well, we enjoyed it, and good luck trading this week.